All right, what is up, everybody? Welcome to the Eddy Live Show, episode number 202. I'm here with Josef P, who just came to visit me a couple weeks ago, which was fantastic. How you doing, brother?
Good, good. Hi, Eddie. How are you?
Great, man. It's nice to see you again. Looks like internet's looking good, man. So, yeah, this is fantastic.
Yeah, yeah. Let's hope for the best.
So, you're not back home yet, right? You're back in visiting the family, yeah, before you head home.
Visiting the family. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so you had the whole kind of world. That's kind of like a worldwide trip that you've done here in the last month or so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's changed. 12 hours. It changed 12 hours from at least from the US to Taiwan.
Okay.
Right now,
Okay.
I'm in Austria in Europe, so that's right
Okay.
in between. That's
That's
6 hours.
how's your body doing with all the hour changes and all that stuff?
Yeah,
Any difference?
usually not so good. So my problem is that when I go east, right, then for example, Taiwan, oh, wait, yeah, Taiwan. So let's say it's
It's
10 in
3 p.m.
the
here.
evening, 10 in the
Okay.
evening in
Okay.
Taiwan.
Yeah.
Then it's 10 in the morning in the US. So,
Okay.
and I should fall asleep, and I have troubles falling asleep. So this going east is always the problem. That's
Okay.
my
Yeah.
problem with the jet lag. Yeah.
I feel that when I go back to Canada to visit, I just kind of stay up for a day and kind of I get over the jet lag quick. I'll kind of stay up. I'll get a massive headache, but I'll stay up and then take a couple headache pills and then I'm good. And then I'm sort of on the normal way. But when I come back to Taiwan, I'm always like junk for 3 days. I don't know why. It's crazy. And I still have to work. I come into work and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah, but it's better. Like, for example, now going to Taiwan, I didn't really have a problem because it's
Okay.
like I want to get out anyway. I want to see all the all the fascinating stuff. And then because I'm up all day anyway, then at night I'm just tired and I can sleep.
Yeah.
So
Well,
it was not so bad going to Taiwan. Yeah.
no, it's cool because yeah, usually like for me, I have friends that are like, hey, I don't get to, I have a hard time sleeping. But for me, I'm always working, I'm always doing stuff. So even in my 40s, man, I sleep like a baby.
That's good. That's
That's
always
it.
good.
That's good. Yeah, yeah. So let's maybe you can introduce yourself a little bit and then we'll talk about your background and then we'll jump into the Taiwan trip. What do you think?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, so go for it, brother.
Yeah, so I'm Joseph. I'm originally from Austria in Europe, like not Australia. Like that's everyone mixes it up. So but,
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
coming back from travels, I've heard it enough. So my strategy now is so I'm from Europe slash Austria, and I hope people connect the dots.
Europe, Austria. Okay.
Yeah,
That's funny, man. You know what? I was just doing some tests here and I was like, welcome to the show. And I've got Joseph in, and all of a sudden my brain is like, oh, from Australia. I was like, oh my, it's not from Australia. My brain, yeah,
yeah,
it's crazy. It's crazy, man.
yeah, yeah,
So I
yeah.
apologize, even though you didn't see that
But
clip.
no, it's good. I understand. Like it's a small country. Like we're not so important, so people can mix it up. And there are other like people in Taiwan tell me the same about Taiwan and Thailand. So
Oh, you know what? There was this. I was watching a podcast, and there was this guy. He's like, "Yeah, I went to Taiwan, and I was training Muay Thai at this gym, and I'm just like, you're probably in Thailand." It's funny because, yeah, when I came here the first few years, my family thought I was. I think it was my mom thought I was in. No, my dad thought I was in Thailand, and my mom thought I was in Japan. So yeah, but yeah, it's getting there slowly,
yeah,
slowly. The Taiwanese recognition is getting there. So yeah, love
yeah,
Taiwan.
yeah. So yeah, I mean grew up in Austria, of course, and then for grad school I went to the US, spent grad school in the US. So in
Okay.
Rhode Island, which is on the East Coast, like between New York City and Boston. And
Okay.
then applying for jobs, I got a job over there in the US and stayed in the US. So calling US home now. Okay, it's
That's
both actually both kind of Austria and US, let's say.
that's nice. That's so. I think what prompted you to leave Austria to go to study in the U.S. Was there like the special program or something, or you're just like, I got to go?
Yeah.
What prompted that?
Yeah, I would say it was both. So usually how it works. So my experience when talking to people, when you apply to grad school, you use the law of big numbers. Like you apply to a ton of places,
Sure. Okay.
and whatever you get, the best you get, you take. And in my case, I applied to 10 programs in Europe and 10 in the US.
Okay.
And yeah, I got this offer from the US, and in my view, it was clearly the best. And
Okay.
why? So the program itself was, I think, the best, at least of the ones I got. And I mean, so my field is economics,
Okay. Yeah. 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 For sure.
and there are good programs in Europe too, but maybe there are more good programs in the US.
Sure. Sure. Sure.
On
I
the
think
one
it.
hand, the
Go ahead.
quality of the program, and on the other hand, it was just the adventure aspect. I was
Yeah.
kind of looking forward going to
I
another country.
I think it's nice. I think that when you kind of get out and you try something different, also when I came to Taiwan, so when my I have an older sister. When my older sister finished high school, she went to Mexico for a year. We all speak Spanish, at home in Canada, but it's still like it's pretty close to native speaker. But I mean, my sister went to Mexico for a year after high school, and then she nailed it, right? So her Spanish is the best of all of us. And so my family said, you know what, go to Mexico. You want to do something else, go back, check it out. And I thought, and I said, I want to do something different. And
Mm.
I was like, I just got to get out of here. I love Canada. I love my family. I love my small town that I'm from, Kitimat. But it's like you got to go do something else. And usually people will go to Vancouver. And I thought, well, if I'm going to go to Vancouver and start from zero, I mean, I might as well try something else, right? So I ended up coming here. So I think it's a similar situation. Yeah.
Yeah. So you kind of know, and no, I think when it depends on the person. Like I wouldn't force anyone to leave home if they don't want.
Yeah, of course, of
But
course. Yeah, yeah.
but if you like it, so my experience is good. Like living somewhere else, it's just you. There are things you think are just normal where you're from. You don't even think about them,
Yeah,
and
true.
then you go to another place and you see, oh, that's not normal at all. They do it completely different. And I'm sure. I mean, for you, the step must have been bigger from Canada to Taiwan because
Yeah.
it's really a different world.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Yeah.
Going to the US is kind of it's different, but then it's also similar. Yeah.
I mean, in Austria, uh, forgive my ignorance, everyone speaks English already, right? But also the main language is
It's
is
German.
Aus-
Yeah, yeah,
German. Okay, yeah. So that's what I thought. Because I have
yeah,
like German and Swiss and Austrian customers in common. They always speak German. But is it different German? Like is there Swiss German? Is there Austrian German? It sounds a little different, but I don't
yeah,
speak the language, so I don't. Obviously, I can't judge on that.
yeah.
I have no
We
clue
always
on
say
that.
there are dialects, different dialects,
Okay.
but
Okay.
the Swiss is a bit different because theirs is, I think, it's most different to the standard German. And even like if you turn on the TV in Switzerland,
Okay.
there the news there it's in Swiss German, and I can understand it, but
Okay.
it's a bit different. And
Okay.
if you turn
Okay.
on the news in Austria, like as a German guy,
Okay.
it's almost like the same.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Similar to Spanish, actually. Sometimes, like for
yeah,
example, right now in my kitchen, I just hired a guy from Argentina. Young guy's here. He's getting married to Taiwanese, and he's in my kitchen now. And I love it because I get to speak Spanish again. But definitely, some of the accent and some of the slang is like I have to be like, wait a minute, what? So it's definitely you can understand, of course, but there's like a word here and there that's like, whoa, what are you talking about? Yeah.
yeah. I think that's the best comparison. I don't speak Spanish, like,
Okay.
but I think it's very similar. It sounds like I have Spanish speaking friends. The experience sounds very similar. Yeah.
Beautiful, man. So tell me, if someone was to say PhD economics, like how could you sum that up? Could you talk a little bit about the economics? Yeah.
Economics.
Like I
Yeah.
don't even know what I'm gonna be honest. I don't even know what it means to be like I'm not the smartest guy, but yeah. Yeah.
No, no,
You're
no, no,
you're
no.
you're
It's
like the
that.
smart guy, man. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's see. No, I mean economics. it's quite there's quite some variety in economics. So
Okay.
let me just talk a little bit about the
Sure,
stuff
please
people
do.
look
Please
at.
do.
So what I was interested in, what I wrote my dissertation in, for graduation, you write
Yeah, of
dissertation.
course. Yeah.
So this is called macroeconomics,
I've heard that
and
term.
there it's about. So if you hear about the news, how's economic growth doing, how is
Yeah.
inflation doing, I mean, of course
Yeah.
now everyone talking about it, how is the unemployment rate doing. So that's the one subject of study. So that's kind of the questions, well, how what explains high inflation, let's say.
Okay.
And and then there are some methods, empirical, using data, and some modeling work.
Okay.
So that's kind of one set of questions. Then
Okay.
still in, so different setting of questions still in economics,
Okay.
and that's also macroeconomics. It asks, so if you why are some countries rich, why are some countries poor,
Sure.
and try to find an explanation.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
You know,
So
I had a chat with somebody the other day about first. I don't know if this is a question you can answer, but like a first world, second world, third world country. I mean, how is that judged? Is there a number? There must be some kind of number system that. I mean, sorry if I'm putting you on the spot, but I have no clue.
yeah,
Just thought, oh, okay. I don't know. I figured I'd throw that
well,
out there.
yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, I have no idea.
How people come up with it.
Okay.
Um, it's no, I don't know how
Okay.
the specific
Yeah.
how they come up with that. But
Okay.
but, but I mean, my guess is GDP per capita.
Okay.
That's
Yeah,
one measure. Yeah,
that
it's
makes
kind of, yeah,
sense.
it's kind of
That
the
makes
average income in that average income. If you average of
sure.
all people in the economy, then
Okay.
some think that's too money focused. So people bring in stuff like life expectancy and
Oh,
access to healthcare and education, something like that. So I know there is a measure that
okay.
kind of combines
Gotcha.
all of these things. Yeah, yeah,
For someone who doesn't know, I think you probably nailed it. That's good, man.
yeah.
That's
Okay,
amazing.
good, good, good.
So, you recently came to Taiwan. Let's talk a little bit about the Taiwan trip. Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
So,
that's good with
that's
me.
I'm excited, man.
I was
I
I
was
was I was
go ahead.
thinking you asked me about what's up with inflation and who's to blame, but we can switch.
Do
We
you
can
want to talk about
return.
that? Yeah, we can. I mean, yeah, you can. Let's do that quick before we talk about Taiwan. Actually, to be honest, people always ask me. Like recently, we've had to, and still have to keep raising our prices, right? And it's
Yeah.
not because we're greedy. Everyone's like, oh, they
Mm.
raised their prices, but everywhere you go, everything prices are going up. My food costs have gone up uh, 30 between 30 and 40% in the last like
Mm.
6 to 8 months. And people are like, oh, this one customer came to us the other day, and he's like, I've been coming here for years, and usually when I come, I get my meal and everything, and spend about 500 NT. But now to get the same thing, I got to spend about 700. What's up with that? And I'm like, do you not see what's happening? Like, don't you go to the supermarket and see like things have tripled in price? Like, it's crazy. So tell me about that. Why? I think
Yeah.
I might know, but you could tell me about what the hell's going on.
No, it's not claiming I know
Yeah,
what's
yeah,
going
yeah,
on, but
yeah.
so let me start with. It's also interesting for me to
Sure.
hear you talking about it because you are the business owner. I mean, you're you're setting the
Yeah,
price. Because for me, sometimes if you do a PhD,
yeah.
you're a lot in the books, and you read a lot about the theories, and there's a danger, I would say, to lose touch a bit with what's going on
I
in the
agree.
real world.
I agree.
No, but I find it super interesting when you talk about it, with your experience as a business owner. Because so I remember we had in grad school, someone was giving a presentation, and they were saying something like that. Let me see if I can explain that it makes sense. So they said, so assume you're a restaurant owner. I mean, it was actually about restaurant owner,
Perfect.
and suddenly the price of guacamole, well, of avocado goes up. Yeah,
Yeah.
and like everyone knows, oh, avocados are up. There was like there's a drought in Mexico or in
Okay.
California, something like that.
Yep.
And then the restaurant, they they put up a sign and say, yeah, as you know
Yeah.
from the news, avocado prices are up, so I
Yeah.
have to increase my prices because
Of course.
costs are up. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. You have to.
And then the theory there was kind of, yeah, restaurants are more willing to raise the price in that kind of situation,
Yeah.
and customers are more understanding because they think, oh yeah, of course, it's not his fault.
Not all. Not all. Some.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
customers.
So
Customers. Yeah.
yeah, so there you could say like the reason for the inflation is kind of costs are going up,
Sure.
but there can be another situation. So let's say, okay, we're still with this restaurant. Suddenly, a lot of people come to town and want to eat at the restaurant, but there are no more restaurants.
Okay.
And so,
Supply demand.
you have a lot of people that come to you,
Yeah.
and it's in a sense you can, they're hungry, they want to eat at least some. So you could kind of go up with the price because
Sure.
you cannot sell to everyone anyway because there are just too many people. So what you
Yeah.
could do, you could just go up with the price and just
Yeah.
sell that you can sell all your food, and you would make much more profit in that case.
Yeah.
But in that case, your cost doesn't go up, right?
Yeah. Right.
Because this here we don't assume that the avocados go up.
Yeah.
Here it's just the demand is so much
Supply
higher.
demand. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's just supply and demand.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
here there the in that presentation that I started with, the idea was that in that case, restaurant owners are a bit more, or businesses in general are a bit more hesitant to raise the price, and
Yeah.
especially the consumers are not. They don't like that because they then think, oh, he's just, or they are just using their position. They're just making the big profits,
Sure.
and yeah, this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And
And they assume we're greedy, right? Yeah. Yeah.
exactly,
Like,
great, yeah,
oh,
yeah,
that guy's greedy. Yeah. Yeah. So I can understand that because I mean, yeah, it's tough. Like you just see prices are going up, prices are going up, and then sometimes they come back down. Not a lot of the time, but I think what happens is farmers or whoever, when they see the prices are high, uh, people still buying. Like I still have to buy tomatoes. I still have to buy cilantro and onion. I still have to buy all that stuff. And when they jack the prices, I mean, sometimes I'll raise my price. Sometimes I have to try to figure out how to use less tomato. Sometimes I just eat it, And so there's always, usually the rule of thumb is for the restaurant is cost times three. That's kind of like the basic rule of thumb. But right now it's crazy because prices are just skyrocketing. When it's cost times three, it's okay because you got your rent. There's little things that you don't have to think
yeah,
about like toilet paper, like glasses. Take it easy,
yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
yeah, like glasses, toilet paper, stuff like that. That you can't really charge the customer for going to the bathroom and using toilet paper. You can't, right? Like this, so
yeah,
there's lots of like miscellaneous things like that. And yeah, it's crazy. So for the restaurant, we I hate to raise the prices, and we hadn't raised them for so long, but when you're just like getting to the point where you're full every day, business is really good, but at the end of the day, you're like breaking even. You're like, what the hell? This doesn't make sense at all, right?
yeah,
You can't
yeah.
possibly be any busier because it's full, but you're still not really making anything. So then it's like, okay, we got to do something, right? Yeah. So
Yeah,
that's
of
kind of what
course.
happened to us recently. So we had to bump the prices up. Most people are okay with it, but yeah, sometimes people are going to be like, well, yeah, it's hard because for example, there was this beautiful little Indian restaurant a while ago, just close to my house, and their prices were so cheap, and the food was so good. And I went in, I talked to the owner, great guy, and I said, "I love your food. It's too cheap though, And usually because I'm a restaurant guy, like I don't as a customer, I'm like, this is cheap. 150 NT, which is like what $5, like $4 US, and you're getting like a big plate, like this massive plate with your basmati rice and your choice of curry, whatever meat curry, and then the tandoori, like the tandoori bread, the naan, all of that, and like a big
Yeah, I
Indian,
love that stuff.
yeah, big Indian milk tea, all of that for 150 NT. It's like it's cheaper than
Yeah,
McDonald's, and
yeah,
it's way better, of course, right? So I told him it's great, and I said it's just it's too cheap. You got to go 250 at least for that. And he's like, no, 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 I want to keep it cheap. But eventually, they're one of the things that restaurant people, they don't, I hate to say that, but yeah, they're really bad at marketing. Like the marketing it's really bad. And so it's kind of like that old movie. I don't know how old you are, but you remember that old shoot, I don't even Field of Dreams, that one movie called Field of Dreams. So this guy,
Yeah.
he gets this piece of land, and I don't know if it's, I haven't seen it in a long time. I don't know if it's God or who. Somebody's telling him, he's a baseball guy, so if you build it, they will come, right? So build
Oh,
the baseball
that's
diamond.
that's where the phrase is from.
That's where, yeah, that's where
Yeah,
it's
I
from, right?
heard. I know the phrase. People use it. The meme kind of reference
There you
to
go,
this
Field of
phrase, and I
Dreams.
didn't.
I think it's Kevin
Yeah. Okay.
Costner. It's a good movie. It's a good movie. So if you build it,
Kevin Costner. Yeah. Okay.
they will come. But it's not necessarily true anymore, because,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
also another one that's not necessarily true. People always say location, 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 but now with like social media, the location, this is the location. You know what I mean? Like, because you can be in like this little back alley in the middle of nowhere in Japan and be packed if you have good social. So, I mean, I
Yeah.
think we went off topic, but yeah, definitely. I think for me, one more thing, from what I heard and from the information that I gathered, was because, like, for example, we use a lot of flour to make
Yeah.
tortillas, right? Uh, I heard that went up because of the war in
Yeah.
Russia,
Yeah. Yeah.
Ukraine, and a lot of the flour comes from Ukraine, and Ukraine has
Oh
some of the
yeah. Yeah.
best lands in, fertile land in the world, and Russia's
Yeah.
burning it. Or whatever. I don't know. I have no idea. This is just what I hear. But yeah, so
Yeah.
but that shouldn't explain tomatoes in Taiwan, right? So I don't know, man. Yeah, that's why I
Yeah.
asked. Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, you're spot on. Like, the war is one explanation, and I mean, got to be true to some extent, right?
yeah,
Also, the oil, just the energy in general, because Russia's big producer. Like, so gotta be true that that's part of the story.
yeah,
So that's one that's often mentioned.
yeah,
Then second one is connected to the pandemic.
yeah,
So not, I mean, now it becomes, of course, now it's not a good explanation anymore. But
yeah,
price. I'm not sure when prices started to go up in Taiwan, but everywhere else it already started like a year ago.
yeah,
And
yeah.
there were the stories that, so supply chain issues, that's the term.
Okay,
And it means, what they meant is that, all the international shipping is not working so much anymore, because there are cases in one part of the world, so they have to shut down the
okay,
operations, so they cannot ship stuff over. And
okay,
then then more ships are going, and on the other end of the world they can't unload as fast.
okay.
and
That
and
makes
then
sense.
they're also missing people there because they're in quarantine, and so on. Like, but
Okay,
that's
that
kind of
makes
the supply chain story.
we all seen
Yeah,
that picture of the big boat that was in the canal, like kind of crooked,
this
right?
one. Yeah,
Stuck.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That was crazy. Yeah.
And was this a Taiwanese boat?
I don't know. It definitely wasn't here, but that picture was all over the internet.
Yeah.
So I seen that
No,
quite a few
I think it
times.
was in Egypt, but
It
if the
might have
ship
been.
was,
I don't even know where. Yeah.
yeah, I don't. Maybe that would have
Why?
not been the best publicity anyway. So,
Oh yeah, for sure.
okay.
No, any bad publicity, we don't need it over here. We're always getting written up as the most dangerous place in the world by the Economist or Taiwan's
Yeah, yeah,
pedestrian
yeah.
hell. It's
Hey,
crazy.
I wanna set the, I put out an idea. I
Sure.
wonder if the Economist, I read it every now and then. I mean, I call myself an economist, so better read the magazine.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I wouldn't rule it out that they know that Taiwan's kind of often called, it's so safe, that everyone says it's so safe.
Yeah.
So that headline was a bit like, what do you call it, Chan?
Like a
Like,
shocking
ironic,
headline, like
ironic, and ironic, right?
almost clickbaity style, right? Yeah.
No, sure, clickbait as well, but also ironic, because I I wouldn't rule it out that they kind of know that that it's very safe. Taiwan's very safe when in terms of crime and everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
But because of the geopolitical stuff, that they then said, yeah. Anyway, I've heard the story a couple of times.
Yeah.
But let's return to the inflation. So
Sure.
the second one is the supply chain stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
And the third one is where you also hear people talking a lot is the government handing out too much money,
Yeah. Printing money, right? Yeah.
and the central bank printing money. Yeah. So that's usually the third one. And that's something that will, like, grad students in economics PhD programs, they will look at this stuff for years to come,
Okay.
and try to figure out what was really to blame, so to say.
What's
Yeah.
really happening? Yeah. Nobody knows 100%, I guess. Okay. I mean,
Yeah, it's not
we
like,
kind of know, we kind of guess, but yeah, I mean, I have no idea. Yeah. Well, now I know more.
yeah.
Makes sense. It makes sense. Yeah. I mean, it's tough because for me, again, I'm kind of like on the front line. We're actually taking it and we're actually giving it to people to eat. Like we're taking the raw ingredients and when making food out of it. Yeah. So when we get hit here, it's pretty rough. But Taiwan, yeah, we did pretty good for a while, and then I think it was in the last maybe 6 months, maybe less than a year for sure. Then you just started to see, prices go up, places kind of going out of business. You see our meat distributor guy. I'm the kind of guy that will always talk to everybody, right? So like the Uber Eats drivers that come in, I'll say hi to them and offer them water, chat. Sometimes they don't want to chat. Some of them are super rude, but it is what it is. The meat distributor guy, we've been using our meat guy for a long time. He'll come in and then I'll just be like, hey, he's Taiwanese guy, so I speak Chinese, but I'll say like, hey, how's things going? And he's just like, man, nobody's ordering. And I'm like, yeah, it's tough. And he's like, prices are so high, and he also has to eat, right? Because it's not like he has the farm, right? He's like the middleman, the distributor. So he's getting killed on that too. And he's like, you guys are still actually ordering, more than most. And I'm like, well, we're pushing a lot, but still also our meat prices are ridiculous right now. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, no, it's super interesting to hear. And I mean, it was something that I remember from the trip. What you often see is this a little sticker saying Taiwan pork, something like
Yeah.
that, or Taiwan.
Do you want to know why they have that? Do you want to know why they make
Actually,
us?
I don't know. Yeah.
They make us put that up. Like for me,
Who's
originally,
they?
the government.
Who's they?
The government.
Okay.
If you have a business license, they will ask you, where you're getting your meat and stuff like that. And for me, I always use Taiwan pork. I try to use Taiwan everything, right? But there are some things that you cannot do, like beef. Taiwan does have beef, but it's very, very small scale, so it's really expensive, right? So I can't really make ground beef out of like this like super expensive beef, or I can't.
No,
can't do. It doesn't make sense. So we do like Australia and New Zealand. There's always that when it comes to beef, there was always that question about the grass fed or the grain fed. I think grass fed is the States, and then the grain fed is maybe it's vice versa. Grain fed I think is Australia and New Zealand. But yeah, we tried flavor wise, and it seemed to be they're both good. But yeah, we ended up using Australia and New Zealand most. Yeah. But yeah, no. So the companies will make you have this. Not the government will say, you need to have a sticker. You will get a fine if you don't have it. Like they're like, put it up there. We'll get fined. So the ones that don't have it, they don't. The ones that don't have it, they probably don't have a business license, which is also, it's common. And then it's actually quite profitable if you don't have one here, because then you don't have to pay anything. It's crazy. Yeah.
Pay anything means like you have to pay.
Yeah. Like we pay tax, the restaurant pays taxes, right? But we, for example, if you get like a small place, like it's called a small eatery license in Taiwan, you have like, I think it's every 2 months a fixed fee tax, which is probably like 100 US, maybe 200 US for 2 months. And that's it. You can make 10 million, but you're still paying that flat fee because it's small. But when you have when you eat meat a certain size in a restaurant, like this one's too big. So this one, we have to do, 5% of everything we do goes to the government, right? So like everything here, like the government will come in when they're going to give you a license. They'll count your seats and stuff like that. They'll look at the size, and then they decide if you can get the small one. So our previous one was small enough, and we got that. And it's a big difference for sure.
Yeah. And is it 5% of what you sell or your profits? Like,
Everything. Yeah. No, everything. Yeah. So
okay,
let's
so it
say
doesn't
there's
matter if you make
100%.
money.
Doesn't matter
Doesn't
if you
matter.
make money. No, they don't.
Mm.
Yeah. Unfortunately. Yeah. You want to talk about that really quick? So we use a lot of Taiwanese fresh vegetables, right? And the farmers here are like tax exempt, right? So whenever we buy meat or we buy whatever from places, we get this receipt. We get like the taxable receipt that says, "Hey, we pay this," and then we can kind of claim that against our taxes, right? Because
Hmm.
we have to pay for the meat or the beer or whatever. But we use a lot of fresh vegetables and all from Taiwan. And so the farmers here, they don't have to pay tax. They're like tax exempt. So when we buy from the farmers, there's no receipt, right? So it looks
Hmm.
like, so we can't claim anything from them. So when it comes to like the year end tax number thing, the government looks at you and like, oh, you made so much more money. And then we're like, no, like this percentage, 30% or whatever, is actually vegetables. And they're like, well, you don't have the receipts. So it's like, I agree with, the farmers. I love the farmers. It's great. They're tax exempt. They should be. But then who eats that? Not the government. I eat that. So it doesn't really make
Okay.
sense. Yeah. Yeah. That's a bummer, right? Like I love the farmers and that's great. I love buying corn from here, tomatoes, onions, everything. It's great. It's fresh. It's perfect. No carbon footprint really, right? Because it's Taiwan. But then
Mhm.
I get dinged on the taxes. Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. I think I
Yeah.
told you when I
Yeah.
visited you that I would totally be up for a farmer Eddy show, Eddy episode. But I
Yeah.
don't know. Maybe too niche. Maybe it's just me.
No, you know what?
No,
I would
but
like. I actually want to go down to the farm that actually grows the corn. Like the corn farm
oh,
is
where
great.
is it?
Check it out. It's South Taiwan. We get our corn from South Taiwan. Yeah, Pingdong actually. Yeah,
Yeah,
Pingdong.
I think I know
Pingdong
where
grows
that
the corn.
is now.
You know it
Now
now.
I know where
Yes,
it is.
perfect. Yeah, I forgot you were here, so I can say where it is. Yeah, Pingdong. Yeah, South Taiwan. So
Yeah,
we get our corn from there. They grow it and then they dry it and then they package it and they ship it up to us and we use it. We wash it and we do our thing with it and turn it into tortillas. Yeah,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
cool.
I find it very interesting that you have this philosophy almost everything Taiwan. I mean everything except what's literally not available for a reasonable price.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because it sounds like you were really early with that. Because I know in Austria and the States,
Farm to
it's kind
table,
of
right?
stuff like that is it's coming more and more, and people like it. And I mean, I think it's a good idea because yeah, I mean, a lot of things you support kind of the small
Yeah,
business around the corner.
I love it. Yeah, yeah.
You don't ship it around the globe. This kind of stuff when you don't ship it around the globe when it's not necessary. So
I think
I
that's the way
think
to do it. Yeah, farm to table. Yeah, but we don't promote it as much as we should. But yeah, I believe in the farm to table thing, and it's fresher. And like I said, people
yeah,
always ask me about the food here. I eat here every day. My wife eats here. My daughter eats here. You know, my staff eats here. So I wouldn't give something to to customers or to guests that I wouldn't eat myself, and I do eat. So yeah, it's important for me that it's good and it's healthy. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
and fresh. Yeah. Right on, brother. Good. Well, now you got to tell me about the trip, right? That was
yeah.
awesome.
Of
I love
course,
it.
yeah.
So you recently came out to Asia. I think it was the first trip to Asia, right?
No, no.
No, not to Asia. Ah, okay, okay,
I've had some trips.
okay.
I've
Let's hear
been
about that.
to Singapore, Vietnam, China.
Okay, okay, okay. So
Uh,
this time you decided to come here to
yes,
Taiwan, which usually when people think of Asia or Southeast Asia at least, they don't think of Taiwan. They think of Thailand or they think of Japan or they think of Philippines or somewhere where it's like really beachy and really tropical and somewhere where that spends a lot on tourism, Thailand, right? So what made you decide to come here?
yeah. Good question. So, because I think the simple answer is just that I was interested in Taiwan. I was following Taiwan content before. I mean,
Okay.
for your show, for example, and
Yeah.
I was
That's the message
following the
I was looking for.
YouTubers. Yeah,
No, I'm
yeah,
kidding. I'm kidding. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I forgot to put on my Eddy t-shirt,
Oh,
but
there
I
you
get
go.
no. So I was following the YouTubers, was following like ICRT. It's kind of a nice radio station in
That's
English, so I
great.
can follow
Yeah.
it
Yeah. Yeah.
because
Yeah.
obviously I don't have any Chinese, so I don't speak.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's okay.
And yeah, so but then you might ask why why did I follow all that in the first place?
Yeah.
And I think because it started already maybe a couple of years ago. I don't know, like interest in Asia in general from my
Yeah.
previous travels,
Gotcha.
and um, and you know how it works with YouTube. They give you a video, you
They're
start
so
watching
good.
it. You know,
Yeah.
it was this time like every PhD student can tell you about it. Like let's say a year before graduation, and you have
Okay.
to finish your dissertation.
Yeah.
That's the tough period.
Yeah. I
So
can
you
imagine.
yeah, and I was I was trapped at home anyway because it was COVID
Uh-huh.
period, and I remember like watching some of these YouTubers. It was kind of a good way to relax and just forget for 10 minutes the dissertation. So yeah, so it was this kind of general interest in Taiwan that brought me here, and maybe add to that. So I had like this 3 weeks time around. And I thought it's a nice time to just focus on Taiwan because I could have done, I don't know, maybe half Taiwan, half Japan.
Hmm.
But I thought 3 weeks sounds like a good idea because I knew that you can go around the island. Like it's not too big, but it's also not too small. And it was kind of a dream for me to do the Huanda, what do you call it? To do it on the scooter.
Oh, yeah. 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 Huandao. Yeah. Just the island trip. You know, it's
Yeah.
it's funny that you mentioned that because my the manager of my restaurant here is my sister-in-law, and she just booked time off in I want to say September or October because her and her husband they're gonna drop their little daughter to the grandparents, and they want to do what you did actually. They want to just drive the island because even though they're born and raised here, they've actually never done that. So it's a pretty cool. Actually, I've never done that. I've been here for 20 years, so it's pretty. It's really cool. It's a really cool thing, man.
Yeah, yeah, no, it was. So it was a bit of a dream, and the dream came true, so to say.
Beautiful. I love it. So I got some pictures that we'll load up in a sec here about your from your trip, but I want to ask you a quick thing. So Taiwan's really proud of their food culture, right? So what were some of the dishes that you came here, you tried, you were like, wow, these are amazing, or maybe something that you're like, oh, this is maybe not as good as I thought it would be, if any.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, there are many. Food was a big thing on the trip, and so I didn't mention I have a friend from grad school from Taiwan,
Yep.
and so that's also a reason say to come. I mean, she wasn't here, so I didn't visit her, but
Yeah. Yeah.
we
Yeah.
were talking, and I kind of got curious
Sure.
how it is here. So about the food, yeah, it was a lot. So and no, and the
I'll
funny
pull
thing
one
with the
picture
friend.
up here. There you go. Boom. There's one of your
Oh
pictures.
yeah, yeah, that's a good one. But let me just say that my friend. So she's from Tainan, and she put together a list of food for me, like a lot of places,
Nice.
and I was like
Nice. Nice.
in
That's
the heat, going from place to place. But it's
yeah.
it's good because you know like the way it works here. There are all these small stalls,
Yeah.
and as an outsider, you wouldn't know which one to go to and which one's good and all that.
You walk
So
by
so
and you're just like, yeah, what? Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay, and now to the picture. I think it's good because
It's a great
there is one I was a bit disappointed about, and the
okay.
other one was just super good.
Okay.
So
So,
so this
so
is in Taipei.
okay. The left one is the like the sandwich hamburger thing is called a guabao. It's one
Exactly,
of my favorite things. So what do you think?
exactly. Yeah, this one I was a bit disappointed. That's the
Okay.
one.
Okay. Okay.
Um, I'm not sure why exactly. Maybe a bit too much peanut in there for me.
Oh yeah, I
But
ask
that,
for no peanut. Yeah, 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 yeah. I get no
yeah,
peanut in there. Yeah, for sure. Then it's beautiful. You should ask.
Yeah. So I had this one before. So this they offer this now in other countries as well. I think that's
Oh,
one of the
really?
food exports.
Guava.
Yeah,
Okay, okay, okay.
yeah, yeah. And I know it, and I liked it, so I was kind of looking forward to the original.
What
But
do you
no,
think
but
about quickly on the guava? What do you think about, because it's a lot of like there's a lot of fat. Like it's very like it's pork belly, but it's like it's like mostly fat, 50% fat. So what do you think about that? Because usually when the
oh,
first time I tried it, they're like, oh no, foreigners don't eat that, and I'm like, ooh, this is delicious.
oh, oh, I love fat.
Yes, good, good, good.
Like
Okay,
fat is the best thing.
beautiful. I
Like
love it. Agree.
no, fat is good.
Okay,
Pork fat, oh,
it's the
when
best.
it's warm, when it's still
Yeah,
warm, of course.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's some of the best food. Yeah,
I love it. Pork belly I love that. It's one of my favorites. Beautiful. And the other one you were saying
yeah,
was a
yeah.
surprise. It was good. There's
Do
something
you
wrong
do you
with
know
my
what it's called? I mean, I forgot it.
I
It's
I can't. I'm not gonna lie. I don't remember. I've seen it, and I think it's the same meat from the guabao, but I think I don't remember what it's called, man.
I
Unfortunately,
think it's very kind of traditional
yeah,
Taiwanese thing.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
it's kind of pork on rice,
yeah,
something like that.
yeah, yeah,
But then you also have these side things that you see in the picture.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
no, this one the taste was just great,
Like the pickled vegetables on the side, right? Yeah,
and yeah, exactly the combination of the stuff.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Beautiful.
no,
I love that.
that's yeah,
Do you have
yeah, and
any other
then
things you were
yeah,
like, wow, this is
yeah,
great?
yeah, yeah, night market food, of course.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to the what's it called, Rauhe?
Rauhe, Rauhe, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Rauhe is like the foodie sort of night market. Shilin is the biggest and used to be
Mhm.
kind of like the market, but I think Rauhe they came up in the last maybe 5, maybe 8 years, and now it's like it's quite a good. I think there's a pork pepper bun sort of.
Oh,
No, is it
this one.
pork or beef?
This
Yeah,
one I had in mind. Like this one's just very good.
yeah, that's really
Like
and they just stick it on the tandoori oven thing, right? And yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, that's really
yeah,
good. It's super hot. You have to wait because you burn yourself, but that's
yeah.
amazing. Yeah,
Oh,
I think
that
that's
one.
Michelin starred. Yeah, I believe. Yeah,
Oh, is it? No,
yeah, I
that's
believe.
just
Yeah,
great food.
yeah.
At the same night market, I had the stinky tofu. I mean, of course,
Tell me about that. Yeah, yeah.
have to go for this one as well.
You have to try it.
Yeah, it's I don't know. So I don't fully understand it. So they bring. So I had the fried one, I think, because
Okay.
they're different ones, right? I had the fried
Yeah,
one, and there's like a little soup or a little.
yeah,
I mean, I wouldn't call it sauce.
yeah,
It's like
yeah, yeah. Exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's okay.
so.
Go ahead. I don't know what's wrong with
Yeah,
that. Let me check that.
and then I put like this kind of chili sauce
Hmm.
on the side, and
Yep.
all
Yep. Yep.
together, I could eat it, and it was fine. I mean, maybe not my favorite,
Uh-huh.
but I wonder, like, is this the way you're supposed to eat it, or is it just the taste of this tofu? Because the tofu itself, I mean, it's not the best taste in my opinion, or
No,
in
I
my
agree.
subjective opinion. So yeah, that's yeah.
No,
Is it not my favorite? But I could eat it.
yeah, sorry, my camera overheated. That's the first time it's done that. That's okay. Can you still
Oh,
hear me? I'm good.
I can still hear
I'll
you.
I'll turn it back on in a sec. I don't know what's wrong with it. I think it's because it's right under one of the lights. Whoops, that's my bad. Yeah, no. So let's
Yeah.
keep going. Da-da-da-da-da. Yes, sorry. That just threw me off a sec. Yeah, so that was amazing. Yeah, I think the food in the market is amazing. I love that. And yeah, I think I like to get. What about drinks? Drinks, drink wise in the markets.
Drinks. Yeah, I like these kind of watermelon juice and this kind of stuff. I like
Okay,
fruit
okay,
juice.
okay, okay,
I Yeah, it was kind of funny in Kenting.
okay.
They sell these cocktails. I don't know if you've seen that, but they literally sell
Yeah,
cocktails with on the night market. Yeah,
yeah,
that's kind
yeah.
of fun.
That's cool, right? Yeah,
And yeah, I mean, you can always grab a Taiwan beer. That's good as well.
yeah, for sure. Beautiful. Let's go through a couple of the pictures, man, because you sent me
Sure.
quite a few awesome ones here, and then I'll see what I don't know what happened to my camera here, but it's all good. I don't know why it overheated. Craziness.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. So I always talk about how beautiful and amazing and sweet the Taiwanese women are. So there you go. You got a picture with a couple lovely ladies there. Tell me what's going on.
Friendly. That's the friendly Taiwanese. Because so this was on my so I was first a few days in Taipei, and then I started. I did it clockwise, and this is on the first day of the trip around the island. So this is
Okay.
in Yilan, right? Yeah, Yilan. So
Yep.
on the east already, and I took the scooter over the mountains, like a beautiful ride, and made a break in Yilan because I still had to go to Hualien, and there I didn't know where to eat, so I just opened the phone, look through the options. This one looks good. I get there,
That's how you find the
and
best stuff usually.
yeah, I get in, and as sometimes happens, they don't speak English. So I mean, usually it's not really a problem because nowadays you can use the phone, or they have pictures, or you can use the phone and use Google, or a translate software to translate on the spot. I mean, I'm not sure if you ever used it, but it's kind of amazing that that's possible.
Yeah,
But I'm lucky,
yep.
but I was very lucky, friendly Taiwanese. They kind of saw that I don't know what the menu says. So the one on the left, I think, came over and talked to me. She had really good English. So, and I asked her what's something you can recommend here, and then I ordered something, and the food was great, and then we they just asked if they can take a picture. Yeah, that's the story. I don't know, maybe you expected more of that story, but
No, it's a good. I mean, because I mean that. Yeah, I got to switch the cameras.
oh,
Sorry,
you're back. Yeah.
I'm back. Yeah, yeah. No, so I think. Yeah, one of the things about Taiwan is the women are very, very friendly and very sweet. I think, and one of the things that I like is there we lined up here. There we go. Boom. Damn, my other one is like melting. That's the first time. Yeah. So no. Yeah, people like from again. I've been here for 20 years. So when about from what I remember, when you're back home, I don't know about the states. I don't know about Austria, but it's a little bit tougher to approach people. Like here, I feel I think that women are more approachable and friendly, and you can just say hi, and they'll be like hi, whatever, instead of what the hell are you looking at type deal. I think it's nice. I think it's great. I think I love it.
Yeah, and I think it's also something that you're kind of special because you're kind of
Yeah,
foreigner, right?
for sure, for sure, for sure. Yeah,
And then you have something to talk about immediately.
yeah.
So
Jeez.
yeah,
Yeah, no, 100%, man. I think the same. Yeah. Again, if I didn't come here, I don't know if I would have the confidence that I have. I don't know, but yeah, I've been here for a long time, so I've been spoiled for sure. All
yeah,
right, let's take a look at the next one. Yeah.
sure.
Oh, that was us,
Oh,
man. I had to come.
yeah,
I was so happy to see you. I was so happy to take a picture. Uh, I just came out of the kitchen. I had this old shirt on, and I was like covered in flour, and I stunk. And I was like, "Oh, let's take a picture." But then I thought, "Oh my gosh, I look awful." Yeah.
no, it was great, and I mean, I told you there, like I think I love the show, and it was just great to. It was one of the highlights
Thanks, man.
of the trip, to get to Eddy's Cantina,
I
to
appreciate it,
see
man.
see the neighborhood where it's at, and just have the food. Like I had the Korean
Had the Korean wings.
wings.
Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah,
also a little bit. Go ahead.
not gonna lie, they were more spicy than I thought.
Okay, okay.
So
Yeah,
I
there
could
it
do them.
was. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I could still eat them, but it was close to the peak where it
Limit.
starts to be, yeah, where it starts to be just more of a pain
Yeah,
than
yeah, of course.
pleasure.
Yeah, yeah. I think past that point, yeah, it's just for like machismo almost. Like when someone wants to order, they
Yeah,
watch the show and they're like, I want to order 6 Carolina Reaper wings, and I'm like, yeah, that's not a good idea because I wouldn't even eat 6 of them. And yeah, it's not really, it's not recommended. Yeah, it's not recommended,
yeah,
man.
yeah,
Boom. Here's part of your trip, right?
yeah, exactly. So so that's how I went around the island. So you can see that I'm covered. It's hot, but I'm covered because I'm also in the sun, and I usually riding during the daytime,
Okay.
so I covered myself up. You see, I have this backpack
Yeah,
in
it's
the
a big
back,
backpack.
and
Yeah.
yeah, and so I'll make the mistake to bring too much stuff, too much clothes. Like more than half I never put on, and I didn't want to, like, I even bought stuff because it was just too kind of too thick shirt, so it would have
Okay.
been too hot, it would have been uncomfortable, so I bought a
Sure.
couple of shirts.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So the mistake, take too much stuff. uh so what was good is so if you maybe can you put it up again, the
Yeah, let's go
picture.
back up. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sure, sure, sure.
I put some, so in the front you see a bag.
Uh-huh.
It's
Yes.
not, so in the front, and
I
that
didn't know
helped a lot because that's just standing there. It doesn't really uh, doesn't bother you.
Yeah, no, I do
It
that a lot with
doesn't.
my scooter. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's the best.
So I was not aware of that trick, but that helped. So I didn't have that much weight on the back,
Okay.
and yeah, because after 4 or 5 hours riding, your butt starts to hurt, and I think in
Yeah,
part
for sure.
that's because of the weight in the backpack has something to do with it.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah,
agree. I mean, yeah, I've never done the full island on a scooter either, so it's got to be tough. Fun, but uncomfortable, I guess sometimes, no?
yeah, it's more tiring than doing it by car for sure,
Okay.
but it's totally worth it. Like, when given the you have the mount, it's kind of mountainous,
There you go.
Taiwan.
Mountain.
When you have the winding mountain roads, it's
This is
just,
the
yeah,
mountains. There you go.
that's
Mountains.
great.
Speaking of
And
mountains, yeah.
yeah, so that's, I mean, you can go up 3,000 to 3,000 with the scooter. I mean, that's awesome.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. That's funny.
yeah, that's that's great. And then,
Mount
yeah,
Hohan. Okay.
added some hiking. So then there was some hiking to be done.
Okay. Beautiful. Do you have any like any? Let me go through a couple more, and then I'll keep asking you some questions. Do you have
Sure.
any? You keep going. What's happening on this one? Looks like it was raining. Got
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
caught in
So,
the
I mean, I guess everyone who did a similar trip in Taiwan knows that you cannot really avoid riding in the rain.
rain. Yeah.
And yeah, it was a bit tough. So I mean, that's a good picture because that was a day. So I had to ride from, it was still Hualien County, so East
Okay.
Coast,
Hmm.
and I had to go to Kenting, so very very south of the island.
Yeah,
So it
that's
was a
the top to the bottom, really. Yeah.
long day riding, and
And it rained.
it rained. Yeah, soon it started to rain, and it looked like it would never end. And I thought, yeah, okay, I can't stop now and wait until it's over. So
Yeah.
I thought, like, so we can talk about that. But I did it on an electric scooter. So I always looked up on my phone, so where's the next charging station.
Yeah.
So, and I kind of knew, okay, so it's kind of still an hour, 1.5 hours to the next charging station. Like the one, not that it was so far away, but the one that I set myself the goal to get.
Yeah.
And it was raining, and I thought, like, no, can't stop now, and just pull
David
through.
Goggins style. Let's go.
Let's
I
let's
love it.
go.
Let's go.
And that was one of the, like, after hours riding in the rain,
Yeah.
I made a stop at a 7-Eleven, or was it a Family Mart? Okay, don't remember.
Okay.
And and
It's tough to
yeah,
tell. They're so similar. They're so similar. Yeah.
I was lucky because it was a good one.
Oh yeah.
You know what, is this a I guess that's a thing, because but some
Some of
are
them
just really
amazing.
small,
Yeah.
and some have, yeah. And this was, I was just happy to be in the 7-Eleven there, and because it's, I think it's just one of these Taiwanese things that you appreciate, to get in the 7-Eleven. You
Yeah.
take a rest from scooter ride, you
Yeah.
get some food,
Yeah.
and yeah, that was one of the situations.
I think what some people don't know about like the 7-Elevens here is, and Family Marts and whatever, uh, they have almost everything, right? So I mean, like you can buy Bitcoin, like
Yeah,
you can pay your phone bill. you can pay your parking tickets. You pay everything. So you pay all your bills. You just go to a 7-Eleven and you can bring in whatever and you just pay it there unless it's expired. I mean, if it's still valid, you just pay. So, all the days of Canada back in the day, you got to go to the phone company to pay your bill. You got to go to whatever post office, whatever company to pay whatever. For me, like that's like history. Like you go Taiwan, 7-Eleven, just pay all your bills there. That's it. So it's kind of it's something
Yeah.
crazy that I would have to get used to again to when if I were ever to go back. Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, it was convenient that they all have an ATM. Is that correct? I mean, at
Yeah,
least the
yeah,
ones
pretty
that I
much. Yeah, yeah,
yeah
yeah, yeah. They do. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
yeah
bathroom
and
and
bathroom
yeah,
exactly for when you do the scooter riding. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Amazing.
and also the people there were super friendly actually. Uh,
Helpful and friendly. Yeah.
Helpful. Yeah.
I think that's one of the things about Taiwan. The hospitality is amazing here. I have so many stories about that. But I mean, what about yourself? Was there a time where you felt like, wow, this person kind of went, out of his way to take care of me?
Yeah. I did. Um, I can't wait. What? I'm not sure I can remember the story,
It's so
but it
normal
just
here.
in
Yeah, yeah,
general, I felt that. And where was it? But some stuff with the language. I mean, as I said, with the women that you
yeah.
see, you struggle with the language, but
Sure.
somewhere there is someone that can speak English, like younger people or
Yeah.
something, because they usually can. So and then they help you out. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. That's great. And people are shy, but like if you need help, they will try. It's really cool. I
Yeah.
love that about here. What's the next one? Let's go.
Yeah.
Did it come up yet?
Yeah.
There it is. There it
That's
is.
I like that
It's
that
beautiful.
picture.
Where is that? That's
Yeah.
a beauty. Yeah.
So that's Kaohsiung.
Kaohsiung, right? Okay.
Yeah, that's Kaohsiung.
Great
And
picture.
I liked Kaohsiung. Like I had
Kaohsiung.
a
Is that
I had
the
a
river,
good
that
time there.
Love River, whatever? The Love River, I think. There's that one river called Love
Yeah,
River.
it's
I don't know much
there
about
is
Kaohsiung. Yeah, but go ahead.
it's it's more if you so there is this street you see the big street that's with the lights. So if
Yes.
you follow that, then there is the kind of Love River, because
Okay.
where you see the water,
Uh-huh.
that's the harbor,
Oh, okay, okay.
because they have a gigantic harbor. Like it's
Yeah, it's massive.
so
Yep, yeah.
to most of your audience won't tell anything, but I think in Germany the biggest is Hamburg. Like everyone, like we all know Hamburg, oh it's big, but this one's bigger apparently. I looked it up.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's
Yeah,
impressive. For us, little Taiwan, bigger than Germany. We'll take it. That's
yeah,
cool. No, I've been. I mean, I know a little bit about Kaohsiung. I've been there a few times. I know a few like big YouTuber guys that live down there, and I've gone down to visit them. But I actually don't know it. You probably know more about Kaohsiung than me, which is crazy. Yeah,
yeah. I
let's pull up.
spent
This is the
two
drive. Yeah,
nights.
go ahead. 2 nights.
Yeah,
In Kaohsiung? Yeah,
two
go
two
ahead.
nights in Kaohsiung. Yeah, no, I was just good. And what I like the skyline. I think it has maybe the best. Like it has this modern
Yeah.
downtown. Like I was talking to local, and they said, "Oh, it's the little Singapore of Taiwan," and I thought that's kind of
Oh,
a good description.
well, that's. I actually never heard that before. I've never heard that
Yeah,
before. That's cool. Yeah, no, I think yeah, it's a beautiful place. I know that the roads are really wide. They're a lot bigger, and I asked why, and they said because there's always like they're moving around boats and stuff like that. So like the roads have to be super wide. So I have a lot of parks. It was cool. I like it. And you got to go all the way past Kaohsiung and went to Kending, right?
so I went to Kending first,
Yeah. Okay, you went
and
first. Okay.
then yeah,
So what did
yeah,
you
and,
think of
and
Kending? Yeah.
really I have to put out there with the Kaohsiung. So I really so in
Yeah.
the
Please.
they have a history museum, and there they show how the harbor developed. Like they have like four,
Okay.
what do you call it, like miniature harbors, and they show how it developed. Like that was awesome. I just wanted
Oh
to
wow.
drop that. Anyone who's
Oh, that's
interested in
cool.
that kind of stuff.
There. Okay. So that's a Kaohsiung has a like a harbor museum. Okay. Definitely. I mean, I would
Yeah.
love to check that out. Yeah, I just when I'm traveling, I've got like my daughter, and my daughter, she don't want to go there. My wife's like, she wants to go shopping or she wants to,
Mm.
sleep in at the hotel, and I'm like, ah.
Yeah.
I would like to check that out though for sure.
But
Let's
now that you say shopping, I remember when I received the hospitality, I had, I rode down the island and I went to the shopping mall in Gasha because I
yeah,
heard it's kind of a big one, it's a modern one, and I
yeah,
thought
yeah,
check it out. And it was during the day, like can't be out in the sun all the time.
yeah.
So I went there, and then I saw these massage chairs,
Oh
and I
yeah,
felt like, oh yeah, a massage. That's something I could really need now.
yeah. After the
And I
scooter
went
ride,
there exactly after the scooter ride.
yeah, hmm,
So I went if I can try it out.
yeah.
And yeah, they let me try it out, and it was like 15 minutes. And this massage chair, like it was really tough on me. Like I had to, it
Yeah, they're
was,
rough. Those are
it,
rough chairs. Some of them, yeah.
yeah. And I don't know, was it like maybe the settings to like smaller persons, something like it really like in the neck, it grabbed my neck.
It hurt.
But anyway, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
I kind of had to laugh all the way, like laugh slash cry a little bit because it
yeah.
was rough for me.
It,
Yeah, and like they didn't charge or anything. They just they
yeah.
let me try it
Let
out.
you know. I think it's cool, man. I actually so across the street from my restaurant, sort of just kind of that way. There is a shopping mall, obviously, but there's a movie theater in there, and they recently renovated it during COVID. You know, the old one went out of business, and then they put a new one in. And theater number one is now like those chairs, that massage chair. It's all massage chairs.
No
So it's
way.
obviously less chairs, so it's a lot more expensive. But you can go in and you can get like the full massage chair for however long the movie is, and it's kind of like unlimited popcorn or whatever, and Coke and stuff like that. And so I've done
Wow.
it twice. I did it once for the Matrix, the newest Matrix. I can't remember what it was
Mm.
called, the new one, which was great. I did it with my wife, and then also the Flash. I went to watch the Flash. Also, we went there because my daughter I think she was sleeping over somewhere, and then I said, "All right, let's go to the movie," because I can't bring my daughter to those because she's too small, right?
Yeah,
So they're like kids can't go in there. But yeah,
the
so we went.
chairs.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
chairs are too big
or the
because
movies. Yeah,
no, the
yeah.
adult the chairs are too big for a kid, right?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
so basically, yeah, we went in. Those chairs are great, and it's funny because both times when we went, within like 5 minutes, my wife was like, "How cool!" Like at the movie theater, the people sleeping and stuff. It's crazy. Where I'm like, I love the movie. I love the Matrix, and I love the Flash. I know
Yeah, how was this one? I haven't
everyone
seen this
hates it
one.
apparently, but I loved it. It
Oh,
was great. It was
okay.
great. Yeah, it was great. But I'm also like I work a lot, so I'm kind of like a sucker just to sit there, watch a movie, and just kind of enjoy it. It has to be
Yeah.
really, really, really bad for me to not like it. I really enjoyed it. I loved it. Did a lot of cameos with yeah, I don't know. I don't want to ruin it, but there was some good stuff. It was a good one. I
Eh,
loved
I
it.
watched a good I watched a good movie when I was flying back home.
Oh yeah,
I
which one's that?
watched Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I think
Oh yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
an
The new
older
one.
one.
Yeah. Oh,
It's
the
not the
old
new
one,
one.
the original one,
It's
the
the
original
one,
one.
but it's kind of a comic version.
It's great.
And
You liked
yeah,
it?
it's
Yeah.
great. Like I watched it twice, kind of.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
It's
Nice.
good. It's good.
We
Yeah.
watched that, and we just went to watch the new one again in the movie theater, but not massage chair because it's me and my daughter. But yeah, great
Yeah.
movie, Into the
Yeah.
Spider Verse. Yeah, beautiful. But
Yeah.
let me grab the last couple pictures here. Why is it so slow to load here? There you go.
Yeah.
That's Josef, right? Is it?
Yes, exactly. It
That's
is.
so
Yeah.
beautiful. That's a great picture, man. Tell me about that one.
That's good. So there I met so checking it out, went into a random food stall where they
Yep.
had, so I think I heard dumplings are famous there. So went into a dumpling
Okay.
store,
Sure. Okay.
and then you had to order on kind of screen. So I just asked the guy behind me, oh, do you know Chinese and how it works? And it turned out that he didn't know Chinese. He was from Vietnam.
Okay.
I
Okay.
think, yeah, he was from Vietnam.
Okay.
But we managed to order the food. It was good.
Yeah.
And then we just walked around the chieftain together, and he knew about this spot, about it's kind of a nice house, nice place to take a picture. And yeah, he took that picture for me. And
it's a great picture actually. It looks like it's like AI almost. It looks that good. It looks great. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's
It's amazing.
straight
Yeah.
out of the iPhone, so I don't know what they do with the
Yeah, it
with the
looks
pictures.
great. It looks great.
Yeah, good.
So Jofin is famous for the lanterns. You know, you light the lantern and you let that go.
Ah,
Did you have a chance to do that? Kind of on the
no,
railroad
no.
tracks? No, no.
So you do, and you do that at night? Like it's also like something
In
about
the day, it's. I mean, it's a
okay.
touristy thing, right? So they still do it in
Yeah.
the day where they just you kind of write your wishes on the
Mm.
lantern, and then they light it up, and they kind of get it ready for you, and you let it go. Yeah, so we do that like every couple of years. We'll go there and we'll do that just for fun. But what
Yeah.
happens now is like my driver's license for car is expired from Canada, and I never got the one here. So my wife, we rent it. We don't have a car here because you don't really need one. So when
Mm.
we're gonna do something like that, we rent one, and then it ends up being she'll drive, and then we'll get into a big argument, and then I'll drive, and then I don't even have, my license is expired. So it's nice if you just trains are good. Trains are good because there's no arguing. Everybody's just kind of chilling. But yeah, if you drive a car, it ends up being an argument, and you're like, ah, this sucks. Yeah. But no,
Yeah.
Jofin, that's the last thing we did 2-3 months ago. We went to Jofin and we did the lantern thing again. It was great. Love it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good.
It's a good one. I pull up one more here. Oh, these are great pictures, man. This looks like South Taiwan for sure. No?
Yeah. That's Kenting.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And
Yeah.
and I wanted to take it because the palm trees are so they have to cut palm trees next to the street around the Kenting area. It's kind
Yeah.
of nice.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kending for me is like it's kind of like if you go to Mexico or Thailand or something, it's like a little, not quite a busy place, but like a little beach town. It's been a while since I've been down there, but I love it. Everybody's kind of like, it's like Mexico. Everybody's doing things a little bit slower and it's beach mode. I love it there.
Yeah.
What about you, man? What'd you think of it?
Yeah, I have to say this one I found it maybe I went in with too high expectations.
Oh yeah.
And I
Yeah.
have been to Mexico the year before. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure I would compare it to Mexico because Mexico has this like I mean
Mexico's amazing. Yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
beach. No, Mexico is amazing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Mexico is like a beach superpower. Let's
For
be
sure.
honest.
For sure it is. Yeah. Yeah. But it doesn't
And
compare, but it reminds me
it reminds you, yeah.
a little bit of not quite like the beach power spot, but just kind of like the slow
Yeah.
service. Just everyone's kind of in
Mhm.
slow motion. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's been a while since I've been there. Yeah. Yeah.
let me tell you what I think a fun story about
Okay. Do it.
camping. So I go to this hotel, and so I kind of book on the fly, like 2 days before.
Okay.
I book for the next when I went around the island because it gives you
Yep.
more flexibility.
Yep. Yep.
So and then you look on your phone and maybe you're tired, so you don't look into all the details when you book.
Yep.
So I get this hotel and super nice people. I mean, nothing to
Sure.
complain. But breakfast's included, right? But they have their special touch on it. So the way they do it, they bring it to your room at 10 to 8 in the morning. They
Oh,
knock it at your door and
I wake you up. Yeah.
give you the food. And yeah, like I thought, like I mean, maybe some people think it's a service. Oh, you get breakfast to your room, but I just think like,
Yeah.
wait, why? I
Yeah.
want to sleep. Maybe I want to sleep. Like I don't. Maybe I can't fall asleep, so I want to sleep longer.
Exactly.
Yeah, I found it kind of funny that they do it like that.
Yeah. No, I think that's the one of the things that's not great about Taiwan. When we go to like a hotel or something, and then we'll have the breakfast delivered to you, or even when they do have like the big breakfast buffet thing, you go down and you get it. It's not the strongest part of Taiwan. I think that the breakfast buffets are usually quite bad. The ones that I've had, anyways. I mean, we've been to different countries, and even any hotel in Hong Kong or Japan or whatever, the breakfast buffet is always. I mean, it's not that difficult, honestly, but it's usually it's great. It's always a fun experience. But yeah, I've been to many hotels here, and yeah, the breakfast buffet thing is probably not. Yeah, it's not the best for sure.
Yeah, it reminds me of a breakfast buffet I had in Mexico. I think it's the best I ever
Yeah.
had.
Okay.
Like it was amazing.
Mexicans,
And
they really care about the food a lot. It's Yeah, Mexican buffets are, yeah, usually amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, and I had some in Taiwan. I was kind of happy when they had milk with cereal
Yeah,
because
yeah, exactly.
that's what I usually get. So I was kind of happy when they had this, and then
Yeah,
I had some scrambled eggs and maybe a fruit, and I was kind of happy.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I often I didn't I couldn't say. I mean, I'm not surprised that you say it that it might not be their strength,
Yeah, definitely
but
not. Yeah.
yeah, I didn't check it out
I
so
mean,
much to be honest because I had my
having a good
cereal. I
time.
was happy with that, and
I
then
mean,
trying to get on the road.
it's not the end of the world, but I've been to a couple of like sort of high end places, and you go and you're like you're paying a lot for a hotel, and you live in the same country, so you don't really need a hotel, but you're like, let's do it, let's get the breakfast, and then you bring
Hmm.
your daughter downstairs and you go down, there's been quite a few times where it's like it's not that good, whereas you could have just like literally went across the street to a breakfast shop, for 30 NT and got like a nice bacon and egg sandwich, and you'd have been like,
Yeah,
you go.
they have good breakfast stuff. Like I remember,
Sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
wow, I don't know what to call it, but it looks a bit like a pancake, but it's not a
Yeah.
pancake. So
Dan,
some
Dan Bing.
Taiwanese,
Yeah, it's a Dan
I
Bing.
told them it's a pancake, and then they said, no, it's not really a pancake. And then we talked about it, and they said,
Yeah.
oh yeah, the pancake usually the dough is kind of liquidy,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and it's maybe not for this kind of stuff.
Yeah,
So I don't
yeah.
know. Maybe, is it true that Taiwanese are pretty particular about their food? Like you cannot say it wrong.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
They
yeah.
will correct you.
Yeah, they will. They will for sure. I think you're talking
Yeah.
about like a danbing. It's almost like a kind of a tortilla with an egg, and then they kind of fold it up. And yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's probably that's great. I like that. I used to eat a lot of those until one time I had like 5 or 6, and then I'm like, oh. And then when you eat too much of something, and then you have to stop for like 10 years. So I
Yeah,
started eating
I
them.
know, I
I
know,
was
I
like,
know.
I remember these are good. Yeah, yeah, man. Yeah, pretty good. I think. Was there something about Taiwan that surprised you, like in a good way? Like you came and you're like, holy crap, this is good, or in a bad
I
way.
mean, many things.
Yeah,
Something I noticed, especially with the scooter tour, like you hear people talking about the convenience,
yeah,
and I kind of felt it. Like it made sense to me because it looks like you have everything you need and it's easily available. You can do the scooter stuff easily and
yeah,
have like a little adventure very easily. So that made a lot of sense to me.
yeah.
Um,
Great.
in a bad way, I have one in a bad way, and like I feel like I have to
Yeah,
mention it, otherwise it will
do
not
it.
be honest.
Gotta
Like
do it.
I was surprised that so that it's beautiful country,
Yeah, yeah,
but the physical infrastructure
yeah, yeah,
sometimes is maybe a bit like or a surprise the way it looks,
yeah,
and maybe it's also like an expectations thing. Like maybe I went a little bit into it expecting it to look a little bit like Singapore,
yeah.
but
I 100% know what you're
but it,
talking about. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because for here, there's a lot of how can I say? It's like they call it like a chabuduo. It's like an about. No, that's about right.
mhm,
Culture when they're building. It seems to be infrastructure stuff. So I mean, like you can have like your stack, like a stack of cables and a stack of wires, just kind of hanging off the side of a building, right? And it looks
mhm,
crap. It looks crap and it's dangerous. But if it works, if everyone's getting cable, no one
mhm.
touches it. They're just like, just leave it. It's working. Whereas back, in Canada, probably Europe's even more strict than Canada. You can't have live wires hanging there because
Yeah, yeah,
dangerous,
yeah,
right? But here it's
yeah.
kind of like, it's working, just don't touch it, then it'll be fine. So yeah, that's definitely one part of the of here that's like, whoa, like yeah, yesterday or 2 days ago, maybe, for example, people installing air conditioners, right? Uh,
Mhm,
yeah, I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago in the news. There was by the MRT in Banqiao, Shimpu area. There was a lady, waiting, under the train or whatever, and from one of the high rises, this giant 30-kilo AC from one of the buildings fell and killed her
oh my,
on the head,
oh
just
no,
just like
oh
boom.
oh
And
oh
it's
no,
like And I'm like, whoever installed that probably just kind of like, it doesn't need
Mm.
four screws. It only needs, one
Mm.
or two. One, you shake it a little bit, oh, it's fine. So that's one of the things definitely that needs improvement for sure. Yeah. So I mean,
Mm.
I think the company or whoever got fined maybe 10,000 US, but I mean the lady's dead.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's one of the parts that's not great. Yeah. That's
Mm.
yeah. So that kind of reminds me a little bit of Mexico, where it's like it's not quite like a chabudor thing, but it's something similar where it's a little bit like, yeah, it's okay, that'll be fine.
Mhm.
Whereas Canada is like the opposite. I mean, you have to go through so much red tape. You have to go through so much. I'm sure the U.S. is the same, and Europe's the same. You have to do so much extra work just to make sure it's safe. And like I remember when we were renovating
Mhm.
our house in Canada, you can't just renovate it. You have to go down to like the government office and say, "Hey, we want to renovate this place," and you have to apply for a building permit, and you have
Yeah.
to put this building permit on your window when you're building your deck, because if you don't, you get fined. So
Yeah.
it's pretty crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, man. But I don't know, man. I think as a non one more question, as a non-native Mandarin speaker, how was it? Were you able to still get through Taiwan and just kind of feel good?
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. No,
Okay.
I would. I, I wouldn't really worry. Like, get internet, like get a internet on your phone.
Yeah.
So if it's really, if you need to communicate, you can use the phone, the translator. So that I use that sometimes, but no, it's good. And the young people, they speak English, at least some. And sometimes maybe if ordering food is can be, if you want to have a specific thing, it can be tricky in a random stall where
Yeah.
they don't speak English.
My
But
second
other than
kid
that,
relocated. What the hell? It's crazy. It's just hot here today, I guess. Keep going, man.
okay,
Sorry.
yeah, yeah. No, I would not, like in general, it all worked out. So I wouldn't really worry about that.
Okay. So do you have maybe any while I switch this camera, any sort of tips for anyone that wants to come here, or any recommendations of like maybe a must see place if you want to come to Taiwan,
So
aside from
anyone
maybe
who's
Scandinavia?
interested in that, like I love the scooter around the island
Okay.
tour. Like I loved it. It's like I'm so happy I did it. And I think, like, if you can try to do it on a scooter, like maybe you, yeah. I mean, I'm sure you with the car it's more relaxing, but or with the train, but with the scooter it's just the Taiwan experience. And I mean, I don't know, just do it. Come here. Don't overthink it.
Yeah.
Um, and it work. Yeah, like you can make it work. I mean, maybe if you do 3 weeks as I did, don't. So like in Kenting, I took a day just doing nothing, just take a break, because
That's
otherwise
nice.
you kind of get tired. And
Traveling is tough actually when you're driving around, when you're doing stuff and you're being pulled, here to there to there. You're on a schedule. Yeah, definitely. You need to take some time to stop. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, and I mean the heat is as everyone says. I mean, if you are really sensitive, maybe don't do it in the
In the
summer.
summer.
But the other side is, I was kind of worried some people. So I was worried, like, because the time when I have time is kind of summer, and I was kind of worried. Oh, is it too hot? Then should I not do it? So I asked a friend who has been there, and he said, "Yeah, sure, it's hot, but I can still do it." And it was totally right. Like, I'm happy I did. I did it, because if I waited when I have time in winter or something, maybe it's
Yeah.
10 years until I get there.
Yeah. Exactly. And also winter. Yeah, I mean, it's nice to be. It's hot. You're driving. It's okay. When it's cold and you're on the scooter, it's not. It's not great, man. And it's raining, and yeah, that's tough. Hot is
Uh,
good. Hot is good. Yeah,
how does it?
right on, brother. Do you have anything you want to add before we call it? I mean, that was a great one. Another good show here, I believe.
No, let me just say again. No, I mean, great. It was great visiting Taiwan. Thanks to all the Taiwanese people that made it a great experience. Thanks to you, Eddie. It was great to
You.
visit you, and may there be many more episodes coming. I will be listening.
Please, man, I appreciate it. And I also want to thank you for the support. And when you came to visit, I was kind of like, whoa, it was a surprise, and it was awesome. It was really cool to meet one of the guys who comments on most of the videos, and it's like, oh, beautiful. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you very much, and thank you guys for watching. The next videos that we do will be coming to you from Canada. I don't know if I'll be able to do them live, but they will definitely be uncut, and we'll try to do the boat episode for you, man.
Yeah, looking forward. And the mom with the mom with
Oh,
your
the
mom.
mom for sure. I think that's the first one. Yeah, because it's funny because I kind of know the story of my family going to Canada, but I don't know it as well as it's gonna be good. It's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, looking forward.
Yeah. All right,
Okay.
man. Appreciate it. Take care. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next week. Bye bye.